Welcome to Third Down Pulled. And this week we have one of the biggest NFL breakers in the country, arguably.
Thank you. It's very kind of you.
And with everything at the minute going on with tops, NFL is going to be quickly one of the hottest commodities, I believe.
I believe so as well.
So we thought it was the best time to get on. And on top of that, repacks. So we've got a lot going through.
The controversial subject.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, first of all, that's going on. With the tops conference, literally, there's been a lot of announcements. One of the biggest ones is NFL stuff.
Yes.
So first of all, what's your take?
A massive conversation people were having, but when people found out tops taking over the license, for me, one of the biggest conversations was, and everybody wants to talk about K-sits. Are the K-sits going to be the same? Is the chase going to be the same? Yada. And then obviously over the past week, as well as at the conference, they've dropped a good amount of good K-sits. And then as we've seen at the conference, premier patch, one of ones being signed by players. I think people don't have anything to worry about.
No, it seems to be in good hands.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not because it's been a talking point on it. How do you follow Kaboom's full blast downtowns?
I think that was a big concern.
Yeah. We were just comparing before we were looking at them. I'm like, you show me Full Blast Jefferson. I'm like, how much? Straight off the bat, like,
Beautiful.
To see that sort of level coming out, I think the standard of them, but also what they're backing it up with, like the shields.
Yes.
The signing on draft night.
Mate, when that was announced, I was like, no way.
It's got to be a 101 on it. I imagine it's got to be a 101.
It's going to be, isn't it? Surely. So it's going to be the tops now that you can, you buy the tops now cards. It's got a chance of getting numbered, isn't it?
Yeah.
I presume so. It's quite a bit obvious. So it's going to be a picture of them on the draft night holding up a jersey, isn't it? And that'll be the one of them they signed, surely.
Yeah. It's going to be it.
Well, no one else ever done it.
No. I think it's love our hip tops for the monopoly they're building, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
They have so many arms to the business where they have the jerseys that
they're
not only in the cards, which I think is where you see in the reach of it, of people that are bringing in things like that. You've also got your Tops Chrome, Sapphire as well, Finest, Signatures, Cosmic,
Resurgence.
Yeah, Resurgence, Tops Chrome Black as well.
See, because that was only mixed into the sets previously in the other license, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that's going to have its own release. That'd be nice.
Cosmic is all on card autos as well, isn't it, I think? So NBA Red.
Last year on Cosmic, right? So last year Cosmic, when it was unlicensed, we brought it in and we sold loads of it. We've done loads, and it was like a product that people didn't really like. For me, it was my favorite.
I'm going to say I didn't like it on release, but now
it grows. Yeah.
Now I'm like,
it's so. We hit last year. We hit a Jaden Daniels to 50 Milky Way auto.
Yeah,
it was on card. It was stunning, and they were like, it didn't feel like a level up of the Chrome, but it was on par for me with that kind of Optichrome card, on card autos, beautiful designs.
Yeah,
so I really liked Cosmic last year.
Yeah, and it must be a relief for you. So everything coming under one license, the license and the autos and everything.
100%, because last year obviously Panini still had the license who was selling their stock, and then with Tops releasing some of the unlicensed stuff, again the cards are beautiful, but you always have the age-old argument of would you buy another license?
Yeah,
and some people would, some people wouldn't. I think now, a lot of collectors said, I'm not looking forward to Tops taking over, and it only took a week of socials to change that narrative. I think it took Tops like a week to just completely 180 everyone's opinions.
Yeah. It's hard to tell what was.
I'm going to Japan in 10 days. Love Japan.
Yeah.
Seen the kaiju.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Mine is the Tecmo, they're calling it? I can't remember what they're called.
Tecmo Chrome or Techno Chrome.
Them ones.
Where it's like the 8-bit with the auto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Is that a bit of you?
Yeah. If you ever hit an image.
That's it. Well, I like the kaiju because it's like downtown-esque.
Yeah.
With added elements. I like it.
Big names as well. Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, Burrow, Brady.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm all that one.
That's so. Oh, it's called a Tecmo.
Tecmo, yeah.
Tecmo.
But I got to send it 8 times last night.
Well, because people do. Yeah, that's you. That's you.
Yeah.
That's you.
So yeah, but no, it's cool to see the different variants, and like, it's not just the same They
Yeah.
seem to have saved up
Yes.
for the last 12 months and just done right. This is
Yes.
what's
Not copied the downtown idea.
Yeah.
Not took a kaboom idea.
Yeah.
It feels like, honestly, Tops have listened to what people said and rectified it, because when they did the ultraviolet with basketball, I was like, yes, nice case it.
Yeah.
And then that's translating to NFL as well, isn't
Yeah.
it?
There's some cool stuff, and like the patches, there's the signings.
Yeah. Them gold 1 of 1 patches are going to be. What are they going to go for now? Josh Allen, gold NFL shield patch with an auto 1 of 1. What's that going for?
Do you reckon 6 figures?
I think it definitely breaches 5. It's
Well,
well over
5.
10. It's got to be over 10 plus.
Yeah.
But I don't. Does it hit the 100 mark? I don't think it hits the rookie realm.
Do you not?
I
The
don't.
first Topps Chrome.
Possibly that
That's
could
where
push it. That could push it.
That's right. If you imagine it's coming out now,
Yeah.
you'd imagine it's going to be pulled by Fanatics Fest, the national,
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
it will sell there for big money.
That's why I'm like the hype for the first year, and then I imagine it'll die down in price a little bit, and then once people start enjoying or start
It'll
using the
mature.
Chrome thing, it'll.
Yes, I agree.
But yeah, there's not much, and they mentioned that they're now getting the things directly from the NFL locker room as well.
Yeah,
The patches, or is it? I don't know if it's just the patches and the memorabilia side that they're doing, like the under wraps.
yeah. So it was both, wasn't it? So that from like the signed jersey side, was
Yeah.
it? And obviously, every patch it looks like going forward will be.
Yeah, so it's literally they're going straight from the locker room to Tops out of their production.
It looked like I believe they were getting rid of player worn.
Yeah.
To make most patches game used.
Yeah.
Which is incredible.
Yeah, of what I mean, sorry, they've shortened like almost like a chain of custody.
Oh,
It's
yeah, yeah.
literally going like locker room there now.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be mental, because it's on F1, they're doing like race car rallies, a piece of the cars. And like, I don't, Kate is a huge F1 fan.
Yeah.
It's going to be expensive, isn't it? Like,
I'm not like a massive fan of it. I try and pay attention to the whole hobby.
Yeah.
But when I seen from the logo fractor, the helmet cards.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just going to go mental.
Would that be a good case hit? Like a giant NFL helmet, but decorated, like copying the F1 sort of pattern. You know, your favorite player. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm waffling.
It'd be cool to see, but I imagine it's going to be a busy few months for you.
Mate, I think we've been counting down for it. We've been waiting for it. I think now it's here. I just hope the excitement transfers. Like the NBA release was phenomenal. I just hope we get the same thing with the NFL.
They put, interestingly, the NBA one as a shop. We got a lot of merch, a lot of preparation for
like
NBA.
the basketball breaker
got them.
mats.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but we got like a bundle.
Yeah.
We were told well in advance.
Yeah.
For NFL, it's just been right up there.
Yeah, I think
And
that
it's like-
was closer line with takeover time. Do you not think?
Yeah, I think. Do you think it's because Panini is still producing cards that they're trying to keep it very close?
Maybe, because obviously Panini's unlicensed basketball's coming out now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe it could be that. I think I would have liked to have seen a breakers mat with an NFL field and the same sort of promotion put in.
Yeah, but he seems to have done that between the conference and everything like that. With it being off season as well, it's like depths of off season, isn't it?
Of course.
And the hype in.
We normally find not a dip, but in the off season it does dip a little. And this off season it hasn't. I think this has kept the hype alive.
Yeah.
You know, with excitement of what's come in and stuff like that. Like Panini really rushed their last releases out. So the high end stuff, National Treasures, Flawless, we were rushed to break that. And then Tops are taking over now. It felt quite rushed, but that rush has kept the NFL hobby alive throughout the off season, which has been good.
What set are you most excited about coming out then?
So, as we said before, Cosmic was one I felt was slept on, but in terms of visually beautiful cards, Cosmic, but in terms of just like pure flagship, you know, Chrome is Prism. Like Chrome is going to be, you know, if anybody's watching this, I will be buying all cards numbered 99 and under from Topps NFL Chrome. Please message me. But I just think it's going to be pure flagship. Like, I believe these cards are going to hold great value. Grade them. Any numbered card you hit base 99 under, grade it, hold it. these in 10 years' time are going to be the talked about cards, the big cards. Not the strongest rookie class, but I don't think it's going to affect it so much because it's just going to be such a solid product.
Yeah.
So Chrome and Cosmic for me.
Talking about grading as well, I've seen that they now, for what they class as high-end redemptions,
Yes.
they guarantee the grade.
I mean, I would like to hope so because I've got redemptions from Panini and they've came and had dings and I've been like, how can that redemption not be near on perfect?
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's brilliant. If Topps are guaranteeing, you know, what are they guaranteeing a minimum of a 9, maybe a minimum
I've
of
not actually seen.
Is it guarantee of an 8?
If it's less than an 8,
There you go.
Sorry.
So if it's less than an 8, you can send it back to them, which I think is fair, but also in terms of obviously the Fanatics Collector Vault, you can go straight to straight, can't you?
Yeah.
Perfect. You know, if you've hit a redemption, send us the redemption. We'll grade the card, put it in your vault, collect it when you want.
Yeah. Especially for us being in the UK.
Yeah.
It's so easy just to go.
Which is fantastic because we know that you may know better than most people.
Yeah.
The middleman process PSA is fine. It's easy to do, but the waiting times and what they've become and like the tariffs they've introduced, you know, they've made it harder for a solo collector to maybe do their own. You know, you have to go middleman now, 100%.
Not only that, I think it gets you, with it being in the US as well and being on that market, it gets you the US market.
100%.
Which is, if you try selling that card in the UK, A, you got to find someone to buy it.
100%.
And B, you're not probably getting anywhere near what you
No. And in America, you will.
Yeah.
And if that's in your vault and a collector in the vault sees it, wants to buy it, you will get a very good price for it.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good thing.
Yeah. It seems to be a lot of positives coming out of it. I thought I'd be a bit more skeptical of it, but they seem to have really.
I think my fear was obviously we've got an idea of how much these companies have to pay for licensing.
Yeah.
So my fear was, you know, they announced 6 products at the conference yesterday, 6, 7, that's fine. My fear was to counteract the amount of thick Devin. my fear was that they were going to, because they've had to pay so much, they were going to throw it down our throats. You know, like 15 releases, try and push this rookie class as much as we can when we're just about to get a new rookie class. So I think, you know, 6, 7 releases, I think that's more than fair. It's doable. And then we start on the new rookie class. So that alleviated a few of my concerns.
It's not a horrendous price either.
No.
I don't think.
No. And I thought, everyone said to me, what do you think it's going to do? And I was like, I think it should be similar to the NBA. And it is.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a bad price.
No.
Considering Prism's £1,000 a box.
Yeah. What do you get in let's say a hobby box? What's your guarantee?
I think it's 1 auto, isn't it, in a hobby box?
Yeah.
Which is still, if it's a Jackson Dart, you're not going to be upset, is it?
No.
You know what I mean? But again, so this is what, if anybody's listening or new to the hobby, like, you know, hear me now, Shabba. When there's a saying with Panini called Prism is king. And Prism is king because Prism cards hold more value than National Treasures and Flawless. If you can hit a quarterback number to 10 in a PSA 10 in Prism, that card is valued more than an on-card patch auto from Flawless. So, like, Chrome is king.
Yeah.
Like, these numbered cards are your chase. Like, if you there's 1 auto in a box, fantastic, but you're chasing the numbered. First time Topps have done a set in 10 years, you're chasing numbered, flagship, Chrome, rookies, base as well, inserts, grade them. They will be really good return.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting. So now, going into what we're originally going to get you on for anyway.
Yeah.
We wanted to look into repacks.
Yes.
It's not something, apart from outside of it, we've entered when you were doing your diamond hits.
Yeah, the initial ones, yeah.
We were in that.
Yeah.
We entered breaks with that and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Since then, it's been a bit of a wild ride on repacks as well.
Massively.
So yeah, we just wanted to go over, there's pros and cons to it. There's
100%.
a lot of things where you either hear the best of it or the worst of it.
Yeah.
There's no real middle ground. So we thought we'd get you on.
Yeah.
See what it is. So firstly, do you want to go with Diamondback and how you started?
Yeah.
Tell the story.
Yeah. So Diamondback, I've always been a collector. You know, always I like anything. Like, some people would call me a degen, but I like Pokemon, I like anime, I like One Piece, I like football, I like American football. I'm not so big on baseball, love basketball, but I collect a bit of anything. And it was actually from, I found Whatnot right at its conception because the sub center we're on, I've always followed the sub center, and they shared a link like, oh, we're doing some Pokemon and Whatnot. So I went on and had a look, and then it didn't take me long to find the NFL, which was like my baby. Yeah. So then I watched a couple of streams, and I was just like, I love collecting. I want to do this. So the UK streamers weren't really, they were doing maybe one show a week and you had to wait for it. So I found out, I could go to the American side and I could get into NFL breaks daily. So I got into a lot of breaks. I've done a lot of stuff. So I compared the difference in market between the UK and America. And I was just like, I believe I can bring an element of American entertainment to the UK side.
Yeah.
Because the UK side, we'd go into a stream and it was very much like, very British and blighty, like, oh, it's okay, Jeff, I'll wait for my team. You take yours this round and I'll get mine. And I was like, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But I was like, why would you not want to chase to get your team? Let's have a little bit of the hype. So I just thought we could do it. And then I soon figured out quite fast. I'm going to say gate kept, but it's not the correct word. Getting stock isn't completely gate kept, just it's not as easy as I initially thought it would be.
Yeah.
So, and to get it direct from manufacturer was it was a no-go. Unless you're spending £500,000,
It's not impossible.
it's nigh on impossible. I was just like, how can I take some control for myself, but at the same time stay in the hobby and make it interesting? So I was like, fair enough. If I'm not guaranteed to get a release on release day, I'll make my own product. And so I watched the Americans, they were doing repacks. So, at the start, it was very much winging it, but following the American model to try and create something similar in the UK, but obviously nowhere near their values, like something to suit our market. So our breaks were initially 4 or 5 boxes of retail with 5 repacks, a £10 start, and it was more just something different at the time.
Yeah.
And then it evolved with the hobby.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were doing repacks right from the very beginning.
From the start, yeah.
Yeah,
So my first break was a repack break.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So it was directly from the start, yeah.
That's different to most, because most people just think, oh, I can break and just run off that.
Yes.
They just
Yeah.
run and go.
So it was before I decided to go into it to break, I made the plan. So I knew I wanted to do it, signed up with Whatnot, but then I give it a couple of months, bought nice boxes, made inserts, wanted it to look as professional as possible. And I wanted it to be good. Like, at this time, it was very Wild West.
Yeah.
It was, even now, if I could look back knowing what I know now and change things at the start, of course I would.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was, at the beginning, I would put some cards in there in a non-PSA slab. It was non-knowledge of the hobby. Like, that's not what a collector would want. They would want BGS or PSA.
Yeah.
Now, anything I put in a repack is either PSA 9 and above or BGS 9 and above, minimum. But at the time, it was like, very much naivety from me. But instead of trying to hunt for a return on investment, I wanted people to walk away from the break happy with a card that made them smile, rather than chasing, I want to get a downtown, stuff like that. So maybe I was a bit naive from that point, but that's how it started.
I think everyone in business, isn't it? You always set off with,
Of course, yeah,
especially when you're bringing something over from the US.
yeah,
Like, you go into it and you think, oh, this is how it's going to work.
yeah.
It never
Never
does that.
It didn't work that way, but it was good because people took to us from day one. Like, it didn't take long for people to come in, and I'll tell you now. You opened a business, business. My first 6 months, I planned to not make any money.
Yeah.
And the breaks would cover the break.
Yeah.
And hopefully build a channel and a platform and a community where people came back.
Yeah.
And they did every night.
It's huge, isn't it?
Yeah.
We worked out the other day, like, until October last year, we never took a penny out of the business.
Yeah.
And it's like, you just literally rinse and repeat, especially when you're doing like repacks and stuff like that, where you've got to give people value for money, but you also have to have good cards.
100%. 100%. And that was half the battle,
Yeah.
As much as you'd because I was only a young starter, as much as we'd do 6 breaks in a week, that's a lot of cards.
Yeah.
I'd have to be at every card show and I'd be buying and trying to provide the best. For me, it always mattered more the type of card. So let's say you could get let's just use a rookie from this year, let's say Matthew Golden. I would rather put in a Matthew Golden National Treasures RPA to 99 than a Matthew Golden Prism to 99.
Yeah.
Because I believe a collector would be happier with something from a very expensive box.
Yeah.
Over that, it mattered more to me on the wow factor.
Yeah.
Oh my God, National Treasures. That's
Yeah.
lovely. I wanted the collector to be like, I'd have had to pay so much to get into that
Yeah.
National Treasures break.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You
And
know,
I think especially when you start looking at our peers and some of the patches and things like that on the higher end sets,
yeah,
like some of the you look at some of the cards and like you've got studs, you've got parts and gloves and stuff like that, and it's just
yeah, yeah,
it's cool. And like I said, the wow factor, that's all in that.
yeah. That was always a plan, like to hit the wow factor.
Yeah. And then we can't not mention Lee.
God,
You brought Lee on.
yes, yeah, yeah.
At what point did you get Lee?
So very early in, I went into Lee was doing like a stream or a single stream,
Yeah.
and I went in and I just heard his accent because I had plans to. I had a business plan from the start.
Yeah.
I always knew I was never going to be on my own.
Yeah.
So as I've seen this single song, I heard his accent, and I was like, he's close to me.
Yeah.
So I just messaged him. I was like, "Oh, where you from?" And he was like, "Where he's from?" And I was like, "Oh, you're close." Blah 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 blah. And I was like, I just probed at first. What's your reasons for
Yeah.
getting into the hobby? And blah blah blah. What's your team? Unfortunately, he told me he supported the Chiefs. That nearly ended things from the start. But and then it wasn't long, before I was sort of like giving Lee singles to sell and doing some things. And then the plan was always to sort of
Yeah.
integrate. And it was a no-brainer for Lee. Lee came on. And I think quite soon into Lee coming on, he lost his job that he had at the time.
Yeah.
And I was just like, mate, we can, if you want to try and run at this full time with me,
Yeah.
let's do it. And never look back once.
No, because you seem. I think perfect is the wrong word to use. But
Ah!
it's a proper. It's a well-made match, isn't it?
It is.
It's
It
a bit
is.
like us. It's dysfunctional,
Yes.
but it works really well.
Yes. I think if anybody ever wanted to be part of the Diamondback team, one of the only factors is you're not allowed to be neurotypical.
Yeah. What we like, funny, the more we do these, the more we learn that I think most of the hobby is that.
Mate,
Is
we're
like,
all the same.
if you like collecting, you start,
We're all the same. We are.
you see him at shows and stuff like that, and he's, the last 12 months, 18 months, he seems to have really sort of started building on himself,
Mate,
which is great to see.
he really has. I'm pushing him to do more content and to really build on what he's already built because some people call him the face of the hobby. Like, no, I'm not laughing at that in a bad way. He's really, when he used to go to shows with views, he
Yep.
wasn't scared of getting himself in there. He goes round. I've been to a show with him. We've been walking in. One of the security women, he's gone, "You all right, Susan? You having a good day
Yeah.
today? Am I going to get handcuffed later?" And I'm like, how do you know her already? And he's just a friendly person and knows everybody. Like, I think that really worked well for him.
Yeah, I think he's one of those people, he doesn't know what he's got,
No.
sort of ability-wise.
I think speaking to him behind closed doors, he does. If you speak to him, he is the number one breaker on the planet and the universe, and
Oh, I
no
mean,
one comes close
No,
to
I mean,
him.
I can imagine that. I mean, like, outside, like, what he can, the skills he has, what could he
Of
can
course.
translate to.
Of course. And he does. And I have always seen it. And Lee's been obviously like with me from like day one. And like,
Yeah.
I've seen Lee, like Lee knows everything on the business side of things. Like, he doesn't care to be interested in that side of it because he knows what his strengths are. But I think he's found his place in the hobby 100%. Like, he loves a card show flip. He loves to break a little bit, For someone who's full-time streamer, he does 6 hours a week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But he's found his place, I think. Like you said, I think he'll be happy to hear you've said that about him. I think people have noticed.
Yeah. He is, we talk quite a bit off camera about that sort of stuff and
Yeah.
content and things like that. And like,
Yeah.
we're trying to push it with our guys now of what they have. I think a lot of people, you find in the hobby, because a lot of people have accidentally stumbled into a business.
Yes, for sure.
And I think where, like, they don't quite know how to channel what they've got. And I think by having people like you and me behind them,
Yeah.
who take a step back and we're sort of
Look from
interested,
the
yeah,
outside.
it's easy for us to go, we'll just try that.
Yeah.
And I think having someone behind you, like I say, it's a
100%.
perfect match, isn't it?
You've seen mine and Lee's videos.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Half of them ideas are Lee's.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So we'll start filming something. I'll be serious, and Lee will be like, "No, why don't we do this?" And I'm like, "That's such a good idea." And and it comes from him. But again, like, I think I used to be a DJ, so
Yeah. I didn't realize how big of a DJ you were. I saw the post the other day.
I used to
You've
be
been hiding
cool.
that.
So talking's never been a hard thing for me.
Yeah.
So whereas I think a lot of people, and understandably, not mistake this for, I can just turn on a phone and do some selling. No one has to see me face. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I think you can do more though. If you want to ingrain yourself into the hobby and you want to become a face, don't be scared
Yeah.
to turn the camera onto your face and tell people what you're breaking today.
Yeah.
Don't be embarrassed.
Oh yeah.
This is brilliant. And now we're still in the infancy. Now's a great time. Turn that camera onto your face and tell people what you're doing. If 2 people like it, it means nothing, because in a month's time, 5 people will like it.
Yeah.
In 2 months' time, 15 people will like it.
Yeah.
In a year's time, 75 people will like it. And your breaks will be selling out really fast. And you'll go, how's this happened? And it'll be because you believed in yourself.
Yeah. It's personality as well. A lot of it's personality.
Of course it is.
People, to be quite blunt on like the selling side, people buy off people.
They do, mate.
I think like everyone wants to be cool
Yes.
and calm and collected and like James Bond style rock up.
Yes.
Like that. Very few people are. Do you know what I mean? So I think you've got to get people over that level of embarrassment where like
100%.
you might be the first one in the room to do it,
Yes.
but after 6 months, you're the first one to have done it in a room full of people try to do the same
You're
thing.
the cool guy.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
You look at like we were doing shows like 2022 stuff like that, and you'd have like your likes of Dan sports cards,
Yeah.
and flat walking on, and looking back at how much, to be blunt, like how much balls they had to stand in front of a room full of people.
Yeah,
like,
man.
it wasn't cool to be doing that. It
No.
wasn't, and he was doing the content then, and now you look at sort of where he is with his following and stuff like that.
Massive.
Yeah, it's cool to see, and I think more people have to follow that lead of.
I completely agree.
how-
I genuinely believe if you're a breaker now and you're not doing that, you will find yourself falling behind. There is an aspect to this game where, okay, you've built a room up and people come back to you daily that want to be in your streams and talk to you.
Yeah.
But you take yourself to the next level of what you give them, and it's a community that you share to and
Yeah.
speak to. And if you've got knowledge and inside knowledge that other people don't have, share that.
Oh yeah,
You know, you look at Backyard. Grant did a post this morning, just that while the conference is still active, highlighting every post from the conference.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And people want to see that.
do I see your perspective as well?
Yes.
I'm going to touch on it a bit later on, but going into the community side, how do you maintain your community going forwards? Because you've obviously, from the DJ side, you've got the entertainment.
Well,
It's entertaining streaming. It's
I'd
not
like to hope so.
Yeah. You've got the product lined up with the breaks, the repacks. How after so many years do you keep? Because I imagine you got some of the same customers going back and back.
For sure.
How do you keep that relationship going?
To be completely transparent and honest, I overthink things. So I'm very, very selective who I let work with me and do stuff. So like me, Lee and Callum aren't the same.
Mhm.
So Callum may not be as energetic, loud and lively as me and Lee.
Yeah.
He knows NFL inside out. He can tell you who caught a pass for 76 yards in 1976. So Callum is a fountain of knowledge. Callum has his own customer base that come in and they talk NFL all stream. You know, Callum's got his strong points. Lee is live, loudly. You can hear his leg under the table. Like Lee's a live cracker.
Yeah.
You know, I do appreciate that's not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
That's why there's Callum and me. I'm maybe in between those two. I'm slightly loud. I've got good knowledge. I'm not as twitchy as Lee.
Yeah.
But so I've always tried to maintain that between the three of us breaking, there's something for everybody.
That's interesting.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like 3 Lees isn't the best. 3 Craigs isn't the best.
Could you imagine 3 Lees?
No. So I've been quite selective who I let to our inner circle, and I strategically pick each other for those things. I believe each of us bring our own different element of entertainment, our own different element of product knowledge, and our own different element of making relationships with people through the app.
That's interesting. So do you then pick the product according to the breaker? Or do you just, do you all run the same thing?
In an ideal world, I would say yes. Sometimes you get that much product and you just have to break. But so Callum, you know, anything darts we get, anything, you know, golf and NFL, he will break that. He'll do some soccer. And Lee is quite very good basketball, soccer, NFL. I'm quite NFL only. I could maybe do a bit of basketball, but NFL is just my baby. But yeah, so Callum would work to his strong points. Darts, golf, you know, he knows those things inside out. Lee would work to his. The only area we've not got covered is baseball.
There you go. So, but no, it's interesting to hear, 'cause you sort of see everyone try to do everything
Yes.
so much, just to hear sort of how you keep that community going.
Yes. And I think the main bulk of it is like Diamondback One is NFL.
Yeah,
It's
that's it.
flagship NFL.
Mhm.
We don't break anything else on the channel.
Yeah.
If that channel's coming on at 6 o'clock at night, you know it's NFL. I'm not coming on and doing Disney on it. I'm not
Mhm.
doing anything else. It's NFL. And I believe just sticking at that and sticking to it, even through the rough times.
Yeah.
We've had times we've sat there with 3 people in the stream when it's lulls and hard
Yeah.
points, and we've stuck to just doing that. It would have been easy to take a case of Disney and run it on Diamondback One.
Yeah.
I've always made sure everything else is run on Diamondback 2 or other channels on other platforms, but Diamondback One's just NFL, and I think we've earned the people's trust and respect over that time.
Yeah.
I'd like to hope.
You put in, like I say, you put in the sport in front of the money. Really, you could have taken the money a lot of time.
I believe, you know what? I'm thanking you for saying that. I wouldn't have thought of that, but effectively, yeah. Like I believe we've prioritized putting NFL before the monetary value of a channel. We
It's-
did, yeah.
It's something we're going through with eBay Live at the minute. We run everything through one channel.
Yes.
Not saying we're chasing the money,
No,
but
no,
like we
you
have
get
one.
that much stock
Yeah.
though. It's
We're
understandable.
a shop where we run everything. The idea
Yes.
was, and like we can have 3 or 4 streams running at the same time on that platform.
Yeah, yeah.
So Monday nights we'll have baseball, football, and we'll have Pokemon run at the same time.
Yeah.
All on that same channel. But you have so many people jumping into the wrong stream.
Yes.
So our discussions are like, how do we stop that stuff?
Do you
It's interesting to hear that. Yeah.
I think again, but that's over 2.5 years of building that one channel.
Yeah.
But you have to start somewhere.
Oh yeah.
And maybe when you streamline those channels, they might be a little slower than normal.
Yeah.
After 3 months, they won't be.
Yeah.
Everybody will know.
That's it, because we're on the same thing. We only get people to break what they know.
Yes.
So
yes.
the Pokemon are almost next door right now streaming. If you ever, he's probably a bit like Callum.
Yeah.
His knowledge, like you ever try to trick him up?
No, not happening.
No.
Yeah.
And it's like we've taken him places, gone toe to toe with people, and we almost like push him into that scenario. It's like, go on, test his knowledge.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
he's just like, so like that we've got, you obviously know Danny from the shows, he's doing NFL. We've got Jordan who does basketball, baseball, bit of NFL. He loves the American sports. Jack only does football. So we tried to do the same sort of thing,
Makes perfect sense.
but like, yeah, it's
But
just, it's a growing pains, isn't it?
It's not a bad model though, is it? If it having the knowledge, if you can get someone with the knowledge, that's part one done.
Yeah.
And then if you can introduce that to streaming,
Yeah. The only thing that's thrown me out now, and this is, you'll probably relate to this.
go on.
We've got Keebles, who's 24.
Right.
He's breaking Liverpool focus.
Okay.
And there's some players where you just think everyone knows that player.
Yeah.
Sammy Hoopier for one.
Yeah,
John
yeah.
Arisa.
He is my era.
And like, I was sat there and he's breaking. It's John and Rice. And you're like,
Yeah.
we bring him in as a football specialist, and that's what you bring out. And he's like, well, I've never seen him play. I was like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, of course, though.
That's what you're like.
We're showing our age.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
like,
was, it's
if
one of
you're
those-
an Henshaw with a back line for Liverpool back
Yeah.
in the day. But no, yeah, I'm with you.
But yeah, it's funny listening to some of them.
That's good. Well, again, if you want to have real fun, stick him in an NFL stream, get him to pronounce some of them names, mate. You'll have a lovely time.
Oh mate, it's funny watching it. But yeah, it's one of my bugbears watching people not know how to pronounce names.
Yes, yes. And it is. And you're not wrong there, because like, I believe, and I've always said this, if you're going to break something, just know about it. Even if you don't, and this is named the Keebles, even if you don't, spend 2 nights reading the checklist, learning what the hits are, learning about the things. And it's when you need confidence to give your room that information.
Oh yeah.
Because the people come in uneducated.
Mhm.
So what am I chasing here then? The Giants? No. Well, what am I chasing here? Well, we're chasing case-hits. This box has case-hits.
Yeah.
We've got numbered. We get 2 autos per box, 2 mem. If you're wanting a good chase, a rookie team this year would be the Giants or
Yeah.
the Titans. Or, all you have to do is 2 hours of education, know that product, and then that even sets you off on a better path than going in
Oh.
blind. Because so many people go in blind. Like
It's-
literally blind.
Yeah.
What we ripping? I don't know. I'm just running a case because I got it. Come on, man.
Yeah. I think Keebles has learned the amount of mick taking that, especially Jack's been doing.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think that's one of those where you think he's got his football knowledge is mad, but it's of his era.
Yes, yes,
So outside
yes.
of that, like it's just like
Yeah.
throwing him
So
off
if
the
you've
club.
got him on the most current UCC sets, he's flying.
Oh yeah,
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 yeah.
He's doing content with like EAB skill.
Yeah, love him.
He's out doing info knowledge, and I'm like, if you can hang there, then you're all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything older, like, just throws him off.
That's funny, that.
But yeah, I'll get to him in. So yeah, obviously you had the going back to the repatch, you had the
Yes.
diamond hits and that
Yes.
side of it, and then everything changed with the whatnot
Yes.
regulations,
Okay.
and then you moved to card slingers.
Yes.
Was that quite an easy decision? Because I know, I think from previous that you put everything in line, and then they put in the revenue threshold,
Yes.
and to see anyone in the UK hitting that revenue threshold seemed difficult, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
So
So, yeah, so we obviously, when Whatnot changed the rules, we did apply to go forward through a sister company that we have that does memorabilia and stuff
Yeah.
as well. Then everything sort of passed.
Yeah.
And then Whatnot was like, X amount to turn over a month. And I was like, right. So obviously it never, but luckily we've worked with Whatnot for a long time. And I had a meeting with them a couple of months before it was coming in. So we
So you
knew
knew it
we
was
knew
coming.
we knew what was coming,
Yeah.
and obviously I knew Cam and like card slingers. I knew exactly who they were, what they were. Like a great product, no one can take that away from anything. So when it happened, I think a lot of people reached out to people and said,
Yeah.
"Are you on? Is what's happening with you?" Blah, blah, blah. Everyone's talking inside industry stuff, and I spoke to Cam like very early days, and it was planned in motion from the start because I knew where it was going to go.
Yeah.
So it wasn't it wasn't a forced thing. It was like it was. And the first thing I want to say is I'm all pro for what Whatnot did.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That stopped people writing crayon on a piece of paper going, "I've got a treasure chest and
Yeah.
it's got a card in it. I'm not going to tell you the value." And blah, blah. I was like, there was crooks. There was people on the app trying it.
Yeah.
We did, that was never what we tried to do. So I reached out and I spoke to them, and obviously he was aware of who we are, blah, 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 blah. And I said, I know I'm not going to make this.
Yeah.
And I wanted you, I would like to work with you. It makes no sense. I was like, and he was like, yeah, we're going, we're having an audit process. We're doing this, we're doing everything they needed to do to comply and hit the threshold. And I was like, would you be interested in, partnering up, work together? And he was like, no brainer.
Yeah.
And then for me, that just made me relax a bit because we built the channel. We ripped lots of retail and hobby, but
Yeah.
we built the channel on people knew us for repacks,
Yeah.
and always for fair repacks, and that's why people came back over a serious amount of years. And I knew a change was coming. And when I knew the change was coming, like it was nothing that I was opposed to. Like I don't know if people are aware, one of the big changes and what the reason why Whatnot put these changes in place were. This is only in the UK. The US don't have to work to these rules, but it was they no longer wanted you to advertise a card to a value. So people buy into a break judged on monetary return. They wanted people to look at a list and go, "Oof, I like those cards. I want to get involved to that
Yeah.
break for a chance of getting that card," which I was like completely on board with. Like that's a perfect hybrid of ROI meets collectors. I get what they were saying with that. So when we had the conversation with cards thing, as it was something that was already in the pipeline. Did the Whatnot thing force it a little bit? Yes. But then it made for me, a great business decision that's now, it took Diamond Hit from being, I don't want to say this about myself because it's not necessarily true, but it took Diamond Hit from being a in-house repack to trusted, audited, Whatnot approved repack. And, I'm not knocking what I did. I know what I did was trustworthy. It was never questioned through the years of the time we were on it, but it never met Whatnot standards because
Yeah.
of monetary in return. So the partnership with Cardslingers, it suited me brilliantly because it made sense.
Did you, if you don't mind me asking,
Yep.
do you have to provide your NFL knowledge, or do they already have?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
That's where the partnership came in. Like obviously, Cam's specialist side was soccer.
Yeah.
This was months of talks and meetings
Yeah.
before anything was set in stone. And yeah, like my knowledge was, speaking in terms of like, and if you don't know the industry,
That's where
if someone puts a case hit on a table and you see a kaboom, that's brilliant. Oh, I'll buy that. But that could be a kaboom of Christian McCaffrey in Panthers uniform.
Yeah.
That's not a chased card.
No.
That needs to come out in a 49ers uniform.
Yeah.
So that knowledge came in there, me helping out from that side. Like,
Yeah.
I want these repacks to be current player, current team
Yeah.
as best as we can. Like,
Yeah. It seems like a merge of your knowledge, their
yeah,
the business, or not the business side, but their sort of logistical and operation side to
100%,
sort of bring it together.
100%, yeah.
Because I think that would, if I was in your shoes, I think that would be my concern of what the actual. Because like you said, there's so many There's so many sets, unlicensed,
Yeah,
licensed, especially at the
and
minute.
if someone throws some on a table and you just see a case it, you'll buy it.
Yeah, yeah, and putting your reputation on the line with it must have been,
Exactly.
yeah,
So, yeah, it was lots of talks about it. It was lots of it was good fun. Good fun trying to organise it all.
can imagine. How do you see the future of repacks growing? Because like I said, I think, like you said earlier, you add it to add value to a break.
Yeah,
'Cause I think the thing with like you can enter in a mega break, a hobby box break,
yeah,
and even though there's 32 teams in NFL,
yeah,
there's always going to be somebody leaving upset with that.
100%. I believe, and again, we'll go back to Tops here 'cause it's not bad. Tops Chrome's coming out at not a bad price. Panini towards the end, when you were talking, national treasures and stuff like that, the return on those boxes, and this is not even putting Panini down. I would put a case of my repacks next to a box of national treasures any day.
Mhm.
Firstly, my repacks are cheaper, and I would love to open them both and see who's got the most monetary value inside. I believe I would win 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
And so the whole repack scenario was only that sort of giving the collector a guaranteed chase. But again, you can't put 32 in.
No.
So with the price of hobby boxes, where it's going, is there still hobby box breaks? Yes. Does that still leave room for repacks? I think yes, and even room for repacks to grow.
Mhm.
More people, so it's only a new phase now. I'm
Yeah.
under no illusion. More people are going to come on with repacks.
Yeah.
Repacks is still going to be a thing. So I've gone into the American streams.
Mhm.
They're still quite Wild West.
Yeah.
They're like, this card's got a £2,000 floor. And I was like, hold on, we're not allowed to do that in the UK. So obviously they've got different rules there. But we've structured the UK now to be towards collectors, which I think really works because the American side focus very highly on live entertainment, shouting, and, loud breakers talking about what a card's worth. Whereas in the UK, we've got a lot more frugal collectors who are a lot more selective where they're going to spend the money for one. Two, you need to, one, give them fair value. Otherwise, they just won't spend with you.
Yeah.
Like pure and simple. If you're trying to extort them on a £200 spin for a repack that's only bringing out a downtown, it's not fair. You have to be priced fairly.
Mhm.
You also have to provide entertainment. And you have to keep it a community still. So, if you were to just treat your stream like a cash cow, don't expect anybody to come back to the next stream.
Yeah.
It is a community, and people have hit a card in our breaks and gone, I'm quite new to the hobby. I don't know how to sell this. That's fine. I know who collects them. Do you want me to help you out? And I would help them get. There's ways of doing it, but I think the way the future goes, I think there's always going to be a market for repacks, and this isn't a knock against the suppliers. They have to supply such an amount that you will pay £500 for a hobby box and you'll get an auto worth £15. Because of that, buyers will always go into a repack break because of a guaranteed return on investment and a return on entertainment
Yeah.
and a return on collector value.
It's one thing, like, bit of a side thing, but like in the shop, we have kids who will open a pack and then try to sell it back to us. They always think it's worth more than the pack.
Of course.
But like we don't obviously say it like this, but like trying to tell them that if there was more money in every pack than we'd be opening all the packs.
We want to sell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Exactly.
I think it's that fine balance of like, I wouldn't like to be in their shoes of having to make a thing because people still collect the sets.
Yes.
So you've got your full set collection, you've still got hobby players and stuff like that.
100%.
And then you've got people who are doing it for the monetary value. And it's
Two completely different sides of the collecting spectrum. And it is.
And you get people in and like they won't buy a card because it's over £10.
Yeah.
It's for the collection, but
Yeah.
they will have the full collection.
Yeah,
That,
yeah.
and they'll spend hours for it. And you've got to keep so many people happy. You've got breakers, you've got hobby shops, you've got
100%.
everything. So it's interesting to hear sort of where you feel repacks fall in that chat.
I think there will always just be a place for them.
Yeah.
As long as they're done correctly.
Yeah.
And obviously Whatnot. If you're going to be running them on Whatnot, you can't run them unless it's been done correctly.
Yeah. We get so many of your cards through here that have been in repacks.
Have you?
Yeah. It's like, you find the NFL's quite big up north. And because we're central, it's like, we've got you guys coming over, stateside, Triple H and all that.
Yeah.
They all come in and
Yeah.
the amount of things we've got. It's cool to see.
It's good, and the market is there. And like this is where repackers get a really bad name sometimes, but you have to look at who's giving them a bad name because let's just say I spend £20,000 on cards for repacks.
Mhm.
If I didn't spend that, do you think those cards would sell for £20,000 as fast as they do?
No, probably not.
So the hobby itself is actually backed up by people who buy the cards.
Yeah, I think
You know,
it's one of those. I remember listening. I think it was about Backyard at some point, and like they were told to stop doing repacks because they were doing too many of them, and they weren't selling enough product, which is an
yes.
interesting one
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
hear. And I think like the problem like we see with repacks is there's a lot of people grading a £1, £2 card.
Yeah,
They stick it in a slab
yeah,
and they do it. So it's interesting, like one thing we wanted Josh perspective on like
yeah.
how you sort of counteract that thing because you've got to have hits that aren't as big in the
100%.
repacks and things like that. So it's interesting to see how you balance it. And
Yeah, because like as we went back to the wow factor before, let's just go Jaden Daniels in a red color match optic preview in a PSA 10.
yeah,
Probably, I don't know at the minute. Let's go between £50 and £70.
yeah,
Coming out of a repack looks nice.
Mhm.
Or for the same value, I can give you a. Again, I'm on the spot. Sorry, but
No, no, it's fine.
I can give you a flawless wide receivers true RPA to 99.
Yeah.
So people who are new to collecting would see the Jaden Daniels slab come out and go, "That doesn't look very good. It's just a base card from Optic."
Yeah.
It's not. It's a PSA 10. Like there's to new collectors until they've been in the game a while don't understand what a 10 is. A 10 is, you keep your 10s and in 15 years time you'll be very thankful you kept your 10s, you know. But again, raw 10s for me it's more hopefully people say wow.
How do you sorry. How do you see do you ever see repacks going into their own breaks as their own, or is it always supplementary to you?
Oh no, so we've got two different kinds.
Oh dear.
Yeah, yeah. So we've got so the card slingers like Elements range, which is Frostbite, Thunderstrike, Wildfire, Aftershock, and Tsunami. They are just a repack break.
Yeah.
10 cards in the break. That is the break.
Does it?
And then we've got Overtime, which is retail break with added repacks.
Yeah.
But the main like flagship one is just repack.
Just repack.
Yeah, yeah, just repacks.
And do you find you obviously don't have to answer it. Do
Go
you
on.
find like the customers return and the sort of the feedback and you get, are they all happy with that? Do you ever get any
You mixed, and I'm very honest with it. You mix, so like someone will come in for the first time,
Yeah.
and if they've never seen this, like I've done it myself. When I went into my first repack break in America, the box said Sweaty Gems,
Yeah.
so I just went online. I typed in Sweaty Gems.
Yeah.
What is this? Nothing about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this? So this while I'm learning.
Yeah.
So I get that. So customers can come in, and if they've never seen these boxes, they'll go, guys, what is this?
Yeah.
If you go into our show notes, there's 3
So
minutes
it's-
of reading of exactly what it is. But we as breakers will explain to you. And I'll always say to someone, if they just come in, because ours is it's a £38 start buying.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. So if a customer comes in, he's like, what is this? I say, my advice is sit this one out, watch what comes out. If it looks like it's a bit of you, follow the show notes, come into the next break,
Yeah.
maybe come and have a go. This is it's horses for causes. So where we say we've got two different types of collector, and this is also maybe not a popular thing to say, but some people are a lot more flush than other people.
Yeah.
And we know there's many collectors on the app, and like you said, there's a collector who wants the base set of all his cards.
Yeah.
And then there's a collector who's chasing a case hit.
Yeah.
A repack break would generally be a collector who's chasing the case hit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's just I've bought into these breaks myself,
Yeah.
and it was for that reason.
Yeah. I say it's one of them where like you can enter a hobby break.
Yeah.
And there's no guarantee of a downtown or a case hit or anything like that.
This is always my argument when it
Yeah.
says repacks against this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what anybody wants to say. It is the same thing. And on Whatnot, I've even now named it the same way.
Mm.
So repacks aren't called repacks in the definitive terms of Whatnot.
Yeah.
They are a professionally sealed product, just like a Topps box.
It's an interesting way of putting it.
It's a professionally audited,
Yeah.
verified, sealed product. That is what it is now. We call it a repack still because that's a name on the
That's
market.
what people know.
But through the audit process now, that is just the same as me buying that box off Panini.
It's no more hit parade and things like that.
Love the Hit Parade. I love Hit Parade. They've been doing it longer. I went to the Dallas Card Show in January, and I seen two guys in Hit Parade jumpers, and I just watched them for a little bit.
Mm.
I just couldn't believe what they bought.
Oh,
They were just cashing all your case,
yeah.
all your case,
Yeah.
all your case, and I was like, that's why there's a market for repack.
Oh, it'd be scary to think if repacks went where the market would be.
I tell you now, so when Whatnot announced the rule change, the market did this for 2 months. And I'm talking people who I used to buy cards from, and you're not talking small amounts, you're talking big amounts of cards and buy. So I have people out there who would buy knowing with the intention to sell to me.
Yeah.
And I'd go and buy myself. I'd like to try and go to as many card shows and get as much different stuff as I could get. And the market just completely tanked because there was other UK repacks doing it.
Yeah.
They weren't buying cards anymore. So the cards started getting cheaper. So, people, and obviously this is business. If anybody doesn't like it, you try to buy at a price that's lower than the last comp. Why? So when I put it in a repack, there's a little bit of margin for us to make. That's the business of it. So, it got to a point where you would buy cards and you pay really high percentages because everyone was trying to buy the cards. Just crashed.
Yeah.
It just completely crashed.
Because like you see a lot of people cashing out. I don't think people realise where those cards are going. And we've seen at the National, we saw the opposite. We saw the people buying here.
Yeah.
And they just literally take it over and sell it to repackers over there.
It's really.
And like, there's obviously Chris is the one that does most of the deals for
Yeah.
us. When we were at the National, I think because I'm used to how tough it can be to negotiate over there.
Yes.
We literally sat down we walked in and we're like, Jesus, like it was. So we just went and sat down for 2 minutes. I put my case out and like I was getting something out of it, and just opened it and like looked up, just a repacker, like somebody buying for repackers just up there. How can I have a look? Like, and within like 20 minutes, it just gone through, priced up. It bought at 95%.
Mate,
And it was just
on my way into the Dallas Card Show,
Yeah.
before I'd got in,
yeah,
guy similar stopped me.
Yeah.
Can you just drop your case on the floor? Let me have a look through. I was like, so I went over there to buy. So I had a small pile to sell.
Yeah.
So I was like, I've only got a little pile there. It just went, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, done. Before I'd walked in the show, I didn't even get inside.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
And that's where you see you notice when these people aren't in the shows cashing out.
Yeah.
Like it's, and I think
It would.
love a hit repacks.
Yeah.
I think that's where like you've got to tip your hat a little bit and say
It holds up the market.
Yeah.
Especially at card shows where people are buying cards.
Yeah.
Not, right, let's say the unpopular opinion, collecting cards and high-end cards is not a poor man's game. So, people like throw out these figures. Oh, this Jordan 25K card. Have you got 25K to sit on a card and have it in a box?
No.
So there's only certain few that do. So who buys these cards then?
Yeah, it's one of like we've only just started buying what we class as high end.
Yes.
Like as a shop, as a business, we're Yorkshire. It's not the most affluent.
Yeah.
Like you get your big spenders in, but a lot of it is sort of £100, £50.
Yeah.
So even we'd like 40 members of staff, load of breakers, all that stuff. We
Yeah.
don't buy the high end,
Of course.
and we don't do repack. If we had repacks and we've got a different outlet, it's different, isn't it?
Because it isn't the easiest to move over here.
No.
It's really not. I've just, well, we just worked out a deal for, I want to buy some cards for my next card show. And the cards that I wouldn't even be able to buy over here, and I'd want them from Dubai.
Yeah.
Like, because collectors over here won't stock or hold these cards.
No.
And, the guy sent them me and I was like, yeah, because I'm going to Dallas again. Still thinking about the National, whether we go or that. But I've bought these with the intent that I know I can take these to America and someone will swallow them before I've got into the card show.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to think of a quick flip.
Oh yeah, and I think you've got to, as the UK grows, it needs more people thinking like that to be able to. The more competition for the
100%.
for if you have 4, 5 people cashing out,
Yeah.
you see the price slowly going from 80 to
Of
85
course.
to 90.
And that's good for the market.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's where I think you'll see more people getting a return from. You can't invest in a break if you know, but a return on sort of it then turns a £10 card to a 15, 20 £20
100%.
card.
Yeah.
And I think it sort of then pushes from there.
I agree.
I think we're like an hour in. I've barely touched my list.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. So the second one is sort of like just a bit more about what the approved list means. Sort of how do you and car sales in that, how do you sort of what hoops do you have to jump through? If
Yeah.
you can say it, how
Okay.
do you protect the consumer from, like you said, the bad ones and things like that?
Yeah. I mean, basically, just being approved just means that so the manufacturer, which is Card Slingers, they've been through a verified, audited process.
Yeah.
The audit's external, has to be paid for by the
Yeah.
company. That auditor has to come in, look at the process of procuring the cards, sealing the
Yeah.
cards, packaging the cards, how it's done, the seals of the cards, and they see the process of. They make sure the process of the person packaging is different to the person who's going to move it to the other end. So that has to be audited and verified. So Card Slingers have had theirs,
Yeah.
100% pass rate. Let me just add, they just had the full audit, and so all that translates for me is the customer getting the customer being able to completely trust the brake that they're buying into, that it's been done to a standard that it's almost like sticking the MOT pass on your car.
Yeah.
You're not allowed on the road without it.
Yeah.
So my car should be on the road.
Yeah, so that means it sort of like you can't tell what card is which. There's no way you can.
Even so, the cards have to be packaged in one room, sealed in another by a different person, mixed into cases by another.
So
It's not. It's a completely so, and that process has to be shown on the audit. So when we get a case, good luck. And I'm not saying in the olden days that wasn't how it was. It was like, backyard, buy their own repacks
Yeah.
and put their own repacks in.
Yeah.
It's not that people knew or cared where the cards were. It wasn't a flawed process. Now it's not.
Yeah, that's it. It's protecting the consumer from.
It's protecting the consumer
You've
as
got
best you can.
Yeah, with that sort of thing. Like we've all seen the whatnot videos where like
Horrific.
somebody says the third one along and then they're like, oh, and they accidentally pick the fourth one up because they know that's a hit.
And this obviously, we've always based our repacks, and so like my my lessons with Lee and Callum have always been that more than personality, because they've got the personality. But when we started this from the start, my stuff has always been the boxes stay on screen.
Yeah.
You never move a box off screen.
Yeah.
You never take a pack off screen.
Mhm.
You never give even the customer the slightest inkling of doubt that you have done something that could be even looked as untoward. That's more important to me than personality, almost, to an aspect.
Yeah.
Because people buy from people. You build
Yeah.
trust and you build a reputation. Ruining a reputation will kill a business.
Yeah. It's something that we've just invested. Like it's just hanging an extension up at the minute.
Yeah.
But we've got cameras, so whenever we pull a card on, I think you can watch every step of it all the way
Yeah.
through. And I think that's sort of like you're going to make a mistake at some point.
100%.
The wrong card will go to wrong people. It's how you fix that. But
Yeah.
if you can see that, you can fix it. You can show people, look, it was a mistake. This
Yeah.
is what it is. I think that's big, and I think like the thing of everyone being able to see the process, and because I think a lot of doubt comes when there's no question, when there's questions about everything.
Of course.
So when you can, before that, if you can show, well, this is what we do there, this is what we do there.
Yeah.
It creates a lot of trust in that side. And
100%. I completely agreed. It's like it's- I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say an unpopular thing, right? I'm gonna use Panini at the moment.
yeah,
There's still cards in the wild that haven't been hit.
Yeah.
One of ones,
Mhm.
big cards. How do you know where they are? I don't. Was their process verified and audited? Just saying.
interesting. They did get audited.
Yeah,
Was it
yeah,
Panini
yeah.
that got audited?
Yeah,
That's it.
they probably have been.
But for them to have to do the same thing, it shows.
I'm just saying, there's cards missing out there from sets and boxes that people are fully aware of,
Mhm.
and they've not showed up. I can't guarantee they're in a box somewhere in someone's shop. Can you?
I'm trying to think how.
Yes.
So we worked with somebody recently. Well, no, we didn't work. We were talking about working with them.
Yeah.
And they have a collection that they don't let people see because it will drop the value of their sealed stuff.
Okay.
So that is an interesting way of.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's not just.
I can imagine there's people
Yeah.
out there who would be like that. Yeah.
It's people that go chasing the big card. They pull the card and then.
Won't even tell someone that they've got it.
Yeah, it's.
That's crazy, isn't it? Not everybody wants to flaunt it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're talking about London Airline that sort of no one's been announced yet.
Yeah.
I didn't realize a lot of them do it late because of the security side.
Yeah.
They don't want people knowing that they're traveling with X amount of cards and things like that. And,
And
it's,
it does make sense, doesn't
yeah,
it?
oh, it's mental.
In the Dallas card show, there's a guy with 2 guns guarding his table.
Oh.
And I looked at his cards and I understood why.
Yeah.
Something like £5 million worth of cards in it or something. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, you're fair play.
Oh, it's,
You know?
I think it's one thing in the UK, people, if you actually thought about what money was walking outside a card show,
Yeah. Oh,
it's,
mate,
it's
kind of glad people don't know.
yeah. Oh, it's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just going through 1, 2, the section 3 thing we were
Go on,
talking about.
let's go.
Yeah. So interesting. It's one that is a highlight at the minute. Is the lawsuits coming through for whatnot.
Yeah.
I think there's 15 and 15 more coming or something like
Yeah.
that. How do you defend that side of it as a breaker?
Uh,
How do you feel it's just with the way this, because it's not just against breaking itself, is it? It's
no,
about
it's not just repacks. It's about hobby
yeah,
products as
it's
well.
about breaking in general,
Breaking in general.
and it's not just about the actual breaks. It's about how certain aspects of how they sell it, and
Yeah.
things like that. How do you feel about that as a?
I think the best way for me to put it, how I think about it, is I understand why people are saying it.
Yeah.
I get what they're saying, and I understand it. I don't agree with it. But one way to put it, a break is not a slot machine. You're not putting a pound in and pressing a button and reeling in 3 reels. Like, it's not like that. You're buying into a product that has a physical asset, it's got real world value, and there's a full collectible market behind it.
Yeah.
I can see where they say it. I mean, is there risk involved? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and try and lie. Is there risk involved? Of course there is. But it's more closer to collecting and entertainment than it is to gambling for me.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion.
It's all about sort of like the safeguards, and it's also about wheel spins and things like that, isn't it? I believe.
Which, yeah, randomizing. Does randomize it give it more of a gambling aspect? Again, I can see why it's said. I personally don't think so. And again, we can go back to, I can put it down to its bare essentials. You come into my stream, you pay for a spot and it gets randomized. If you hit a 1 of 1, are you going to moan?
No.
If you don't hit a 1 of 1, though, you may have something to moan about. But unfortunately, the true fact of it is you've not took a gamble. You have made a purchase-based transaction. You will not receive an empty envelope from me saying, tough luck, better luck next time. We will top up. People get sealed packs. I send people packs. It may not have been the return on what they wanted to get, but it's not a gamble to an extent where you receive nothing. You're not in a bookies, your horse hasn't come in, you scrumple up, you throw it and you walk out. It may feel like that if you've not hit the main card in the break. That's where I understand the dopamine kicks in.
Yeah.
You get excited. If you see someone bidding, you may bid because you want to get that team.
Yeah.
I understand there's that side of it. I personally, and it's not even biased, I like to think I look from the box from outside all angles. I see it more as a purchase-based transaction. And I believe if you come onto the app and learn it and know what it's about and then choose not to be on it because it feels that way to you, I thoroughly support that. But I do believe people know what it is and people understand there's risk associated. Again, it is for me more collection and entertainment than it is a gamble. I understand about the safeguards. If something needs to be safeguarded, I don't want to sound horrible, I know my own limits. And if I can't control my limits, I'm not going to blame you for that.
Yeah.
And I'm not being horrible saying that. And I know some people won't be able to control their own limits.
Yeah.
I don't think Whatnot's to blame for that, or Fanatics, or eBay Live. I don't think they're the guys to throw the blame at.
This is where I disagree with in some regard. Like,
Okay.
It's not, I believe you are responsible for yourself. I have a few people in my life where like we've had to deal with stuff
For
like
sure, yeah.
And I think like they should be in a place where you can spend thousands on a night and come out with nothing. I think there should be something where you're at least protected. Like a reminder every now and again, this is how much you spent tonight. Do you want to carry on? You shouldn't be able to turn off a safeguard within the same space without doing something, whether it's speaking to a representative or something like that.
Okay. My only counter to this is you're putting everybody under one umbrella.
Oh yeah.
Not everybody. I know a lot of people who buy into my streams who've got an endless supply of money.
Yeah.
They don't need safeguarding. So you can't put everybody under this umbrella.
No.
There's people who spend multiples of thousands and it's like them dropping a fiver.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I understand. I get
so you're then going into an area where you're being selective who you safeguard.
Yeah. I think
Doesn't work for me.
I think you've got to put in, if you don't safeguard everyone, you've got to be asked to be put in that safeguard. And I think
Yeah.
if we've all been in Whatnot streams where we've gone the day after, you'll be like, Probably shouldn't have done that.
I,
And
I,
I think if you give people that protection where they can protect themselves, where they know outside of that they should probably have done it, then give them that space where we can do it. 'Cause I think we both break. We're on
yeah,
stay
yeah,
live.
yeah.
If we found out afterwards that we not put somebody in it, but if someone from our breaks had put themselves in a bad financial position, I would wish there was something in place for that. I don't wish that.
100%. I would like to, and again, so this is where, and I'm not even being corporate here, this is where I think, fortunately, Whatnot are getting all the brunt of this rap. And I'm not just like pro Whatnot, I use multiple platforms, but I think it's unfair they're getting the brunt of the rap because then as a breaker,
Mhm.
I'll absorb some of that.
Yeah.
And in my stream, should we say every 20 minutes? Know your limits, guys.
Yeah.
If you go, I'd have no problem doing that. But that then says to me that we're saying, it's unadulterated gambling. Like I honestly don't think it is.
Mm.
Is there a risk aspect?
Yeah.
There is. There's no taking that away. There's no taking that away. But I don't compare it to a slot machine or a bookies. I just don't, because me sitting behind the computer and giving you entertainment for an hour, and it's just not the same.
Yeah.
I can't.
I think that's where, like, talking about as a full-time breaker, especially to do multiple years and not just like a couple of months,
Yeah.
you have to be doing something right.
Yeah.
Because you've got the same
I would hope so.
people. We have.
It's a small niche.
Yeah, it's a small niche, and like if you burn too many people too quick, you ain't surviving past 12 months.
100%, mate.
And I think that's where, like, you're a different, like, I believe you're a different type of breaker to the ones.
Yeah.
The same, but I think that there's people who put undue pressure on and things like that,
Yes.
and I think that
Yeah.
has to be addressed.
Yeah. 100%.
But like,
And look, we can bring this topic up. You see the single streams.
oh yeah,
Yeah. And we've all seen it. We've all took the mickey out of it. They stick a base card up in a PSA 10 that's worth $20 and they're screaming at chat and pointing it down. Yes, that's too low. And then the card goes for $95.
Yeah.
Right. That person's just been burned.
Yeah.
Like, is that a problem? Yes. Why? Because you're lying to them about you're convincing them to spend excess money through a lie. Whereas I believe if the breakers take some accountability in the fact that your show notes explain exactly what this is. So you go into our show notes, you can pull it up now. It tells you what a card break is firstly, and explains the full rules of a card break. Because people will find their way on the app from buying a jumper, and they'll find the way into this. Go, what is this? That I believe can be a problem because I'm not going to sit here and lie. Dopamine gets released when you're in a card break.
oh yeah,
And just like, a football game where you're in the stands and your team scores,
oh yeah,
that kick, you want it.
Yeah.
That's really so when you buy a team and then you hit a nice card, that can leave you a disillusion of you always hit a nice card every time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work that way. And I think as a breakers, we need to maybe manage that. But I do agree, maybe if they turned around and said random teams is gone as of tomorrow, wouldn't bother me. Most our breaks, especially case breaks, hobby, is PYT. We've always done the repacks as randoms beforehand because that was an added element of even if Bob, Jeff, and Harry knew what cards were in, doesn't matter. You've still got to hit that team and it's random.
Yeah.
So even taking the randoms out now with the process that's done with repacks, PYT still, it wouldn't bother me.
One thing we've gone through, we've been on eBay probably 12 months now, something around there, and at the very beginning, it was a lot of people thinking they were buying full boxes and things like that.
Yeah.
And like I think it's more fresh in our mind because we've just gone through it and we're still getting out. Literally, if you could jump in our breaks, we have a banner that goes through and it tells them what. And each one is literally put across, you are not buying the box.
You are buying a team.
Yeah. Please read every listing that we put up for a break. It says on it, read description, you are not buying the box.
Yes.
And it is certain things where I think you have to be responsible for that.
For sure. And I encourage that.
Yeah.
Like wholeheartedly. If you as a breaker, and even if people come in, some breakers may get annoyed because you've got your core people that come in and buy teams. When someone comes in going, what's this then and what's that? Someone might get annoyed and explain it. I just see that as a chance to educate.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. And I could pull up videos like of our repack breaks. Someone comes in, what's this? And I'll say, read the show notes now. Let me sort out this team. And then I'll explain through it bit by bit.
Yeah.
No problems doing that because if you do that correctly, they'll probably come back and enjoy it.
I think we see the way we tell streamers is we see the streamers entertainment. People can go to the shop and buy the packs. They can buy the boxes. But I think pick your teams and stuff like that is different because you're breaking it down to whatever team you want. But like when you go through sort of like your Pokemon streams and things like that, the reason why we want people to jump in the stream is for entertainment. So that's what you do
For
first.
sure.
And we also have a limit of where like if we pound start pretty much everything.
Yeah.
If it gets to a point where we've made X amount more than the box, we'll throw another box in.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's where like we put things in place because it was WWE finest last year.
Yeah.
The breaks were bringing in double the retail.
Yeah.
Over double the retail, I think it was. So
I've got a caveat for you here. Over double your retail.
yeah,
People pay different prices for things.
yeah, we had a target for it, and we basically doubled the target.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we threw another box in.
Yeah.
We were in a lucky position where we're not dependent. We have multiple aspects of the business. If
Yeah, yeah.
breaking doesn't do particularly well,
Of
for that
course.
time,
Yeah.
we've got that comfort. Whereas if it was someone who was financially
On the break.
struggling, yeah,
Yeah.
they could have quite easily just gone in and gone, right, I'll take that money. Here's the next one.
Yeah.
Let's make double again. And I think that's where the hobby, and I think especially as it grows and you've got solid the sidemen and bringing in their own
Yeah, yeah,
breaks and
yeah.
things like that, all that side of it, we're going to see a big influx of new people in.
I'd hope so.
And the people that can hold their customers the longest and look after them and build that
100%.
community will be the ones that survive, I think.
I agree, and the content. That's where the content's a part of it. Like there's things behind the scene that people don't see. So
Yeah.
like when you said the remuneration for award sometimes has to match up. Like I've had someone buy into a case break, spent $2.5K.
Yeah.
Didn't have anywhere near the return. Sent them a PlayStation.
It's things like that where I think
It's
sets
it's
people
not
apart.
like, and then when they got it through the post and messaged me like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Thanks for being involved."
Yeah.
Last week someone got involved in a repack break, took a few teams, didn't hit. I was like, "I've sent you a blaster out."
Yeah.
That reflects how your business goes forward. Like, I don't see that blaster as costing me money. I know X amount's made, and that person that hit, and then even the people who don't hit in the break and they've bought like a single spot, I always try and top them up. A sealed pack, 4 or 5 rookies, and then the base pack, and then something like Diamondback branded. Like, we try to give like the best customer experience you can try to possibly give.
It is a business at the end of the day.
It's a business.
You've got to make a certain amount to
For
live
sure.
to whatever. And I think, like I say, the easy thing is to take the money, and the harder thing is when you're looking at buying a PlayStation to send out to them.
Yeah.
It's a decent chunk of money out
It
there
is,
for
yeah.
it to go.
Yeah.
But then that person is going to keep coming back and back and back.
You'd like to hope so. You do these things. Do you know what I mean? Like, when we did some good cases, we had a lot of people who bought in from America, and obviously that's
Yeah.
been stopped with whatnot now because packages weren't making it there, or they had loads of issues. But and they'd come in and drop a lot of money because we were generally cheaper than America.
Yeah.
That's been a bit of a hit for us when we do big cases and stuff. So I'm hoping that changes. But even then, if they didn't hit, I would always try to stick something extra in, because for someone to be on the opposite side of the world where their backyard comes up on their stream first, they have to then search, find little old us in the UK, come in, assess it, then deem us good enough to pay £29 shipping, and then they get involved. That's like, wow, thank you.
It's a lot of effort. A lot of effort for someone to go to.
Of
to buy it.
course, man. A lot of effort. And that's, when that's happened, I'm grateful for it,
Yeah. One thing we're doing at the minute is we obviously open boxes up for content and things like that. We will then, that box will then go into a Discord channel, and everyone that buys in gets a QR code, and it only adds them into. So you've got to be
For the
a buyer.
box that you've ripped.
Yeah.
Great
So
idea.
everything from it's not just we'll do a blaster, we'll do hobby boxes, things like that.
Yeah.
They all get these free breaks because we'll be sat in there we've literally still got something in there. We still wait to sit on, like, sort them out.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
rather than us like that, we just thought, well,
It served
doing
its
the job.
purpose.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
done the content.
And then they're getting into breaks where they could pay, like if you're going to a hobby box break, you could be paying 20, 30 quid a spot. They're
100%.
getting them all for free.
That's a good idea, that. Really good idea.
So it's little things like
Going
that.
that extra mile.
Yeah, it's something. It saves us having to sort it out. We just
Well,
give it to Jack and Jack, that's it. But yeah, it's cool to see other people doing that sort of that mindset as well.
Yeah.
Another one with NFL, like looking into this, do you feel that repacks, because the boxes, hobby boxes, it's hard to find one less than what, 250, 300 quid.
100%. 100%.
Do you find repacks fill that void between like, you don't, if you break a mega,
Yes.
there's a chance of hitting big, but
Yeah.
it's not always,
Of course.
and there's nothing really in between.
Yeah.
Do you feel that fills that void?
So I believe, again, this comes down to what we have discussed, like there is two separate markets,
Yeah.
and I actively run breaks for those two markets. We've got a market where people like a retail break. Why? Because it's maybe £12 buy-in. I get my team, but we've got 3 megas, a blaster, and a few repacks on the table. That would be a bit more with the repacks, but they like that break because, especially with the top stuff, credit where it's due,
Yeah.
the retail's been popping.
Yeah.
You've been pulling one super fractors out of a blaster.
Yeah.
So people like that, And then on the other side of it, you've got the repacks, which is a higher buy-in. And then you've got case breaks, which is an even higher buy-in than that. So I genuinely, in answer to your question, I believe it slots in absolutely perfectly.
Yeah.
Like you've got, a spot in, well, let's say Topps Chrome. I'm pricing it up now for a case at the minute. You're going to be buying a single player. It's going to be 200 quid.
Yeah.
Repack breaks 38.
Yeah.
Retail breaks 12. I do believe it has a place exactly there. Don't get me wrong. There's a market you see in the US, £2,000 spins. There's a market for hire. I don't think the UK is quite there.
No.
Because what the people do find is when you hit these super high cards it's very hard to sell them in the UK. So I believe keeping it at the pace it's at now currently, yes, slots in nice. Are we going to try and grow it? Yes.
Mhm.
We've got a new repack getting announced soon.
Yeah.
But just a little bit a higher level one. But that's going to be for us once a month.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a nightly or weekly thing in it by any long shot. But I do think it fits in well there. You've got your hobby boxes. And again, when Topps Chrome comes out, we've got a nice amount of it. I'm going to run maybe a full repack break and throw in a Topps Chrome box with it.
Yeah.
Let's chase some super fractors and have the repacks.
Yeah.
I
think it's listening to what you're saying. It's like, when it's done right, it's a decent product. Not only like, have you got the hits and things like that, you control the releases as well.
Yeah, well.
So it's not as if like there's the weight or there's the...
That was generally 70% of what made me go towards it.
Yeah.
Because I just found it, as a beginner, so hard to be able to get anything. I was like, I'll just control my own destiny.
Did you see repacks and think I want to do that? Or did you see repacks and that filled the whole of where you could get the stock?
50-50.
50-50.
50-50.
Yeah.
So I went into when I was watching the streams, I was like, why is no one in the UK doing this?
Yeah.
I was like, it activated my adrenaline. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, this is brilliant. Yeah. And in every break, he was putting it downtown, and I was like, get out of here.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. So, and I was like, why is no one in the UK doing it? So I did on a lower scale, but then
it was it to fill a hole of the repack?
Yeah, for me, was it to fill a hole? So yeah. So me, it was 50-50. 50% watching them do that, going, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And then 50% going, I can use that because I can't get that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that works.
Oh, that's cool. Last thing, a few quick fire round questions.
Go on.
I think you've already answered most of these, to be fair.
Go on.
Which is more important, return on investment or return on enjoyment?
Again, there's two kinds of people who come onto the app.
Yeah.
And there's market for both. There's one who return, and again, it's not an investment. And I would never, ever, ever say card collecting is an investment.
Return on for your money.
But there's people who chase return for your money. Yeah. But I would always put the collector's experience first. Yep. So when you go in and you see Lee on a face cam and he's hitting uptown and he turns the camera around onto himself, nearly takes his shirt off and starts doing a chicken dance. Yep. I think there's people there for the dance just as much as the card.
Yeah.
I would put the entertainment factor in first. But there's horses for courses. Yeah. Certain people want certain things.
This one, what is the absolute minimum value you're happy seeing a customer pull from one of your repacks players?
Okay. Genuinely, I don't see it that way.
Yeah.
My ethos and what I want in terms of calling it the floor or like the lowest pack, I still want the customer to be able to be happy with the card. So in terms of from our Frostbite, which would be deemed the floor repack, you could pull a base card to 10 gold, or you could pull an RPA to 25. Okay, it may be Abdul Carter, who's a defensive player and not chased as much as a quarterback, but I would still want them to get that as a bottom tier and go, wow, that's such a nice card. That matters
So the
more to
quality of the
me.
card rather
The
than the
quality
play.
of the card would matter so much more to me than the value. And now with the way Whatnot have brought these things in, I am actually on board with their ethos of, you know, I want the collector to buy in because of what kind of cards can be hit over me saying there's a guaranteed £500 card here. I don't
Yeah.
want to sell it on value.
That's what, if you're doing it on that as well, it goes to that collector thing. So you're a connoisseur of weird stuff as well. Like,
Yes,
if you look at my case, it's all full of the weird. But I can
I've
find,
seen some bits.
yeah, I can find if I find a cool patch.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter who the player is; it's
yeah,
going in there. Like,
yeah.
and I think that's that sort of plays to that. So I'm like, I can get on board with that.
So that, and it's just, so all that part comes in the buying.
Yeah,
Anybody can go, right. Anybody can go and find case hits.
Yeah.
That's not the hard part. Procuring nice cards, more important. You can buy case hits from anywhere.
Yeah.
Everybody's selling case hits. Nobody, unless people want to hold them, but you can always get case hits. But those the lower tier boxes need, for me, cards that people feel like this was worth it,
Yeah.
or I'm happy with that. That's
Yeah.
more important.
yeah, that's cool. I think that's where the duration comes as well. It's not only finding that first one.
Yeah.
It's wave 2, wave 3,
Of
wave 4,
course.
wave 5, and maintaining that momentum.
Which, in the nicest way, 2 years ago when I started, I never thought that this business would take me to America to spend
No.
crazy money on cards, because I want to provide the best kind of
Yeah.
things to go. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's a weird world, isn't it? It's a weird world.
Crazy, mate. Like, you go in the National yourself, you've been in the National and you've done these things. Did you plan on it ever taking you there? Was that how it
Oh,
was
mate.
going to be?
Yeah, it's
It's good, isn't it?
a weird one. It is. I think especially the more and more you get into it, and the more and more we're talking about the UFC stuff before, and like some of the conversations you get into, and you're like, I'm not qualified to be in this room,
Yeah.
and you're like, this is way above me.
Yeah.
And it's mental. Which is the people, and like we went to the Gary V thing the other week
Yes.
for the super stickers, and we weren't quite sure what to expect. And it was a launch event and a networking in one. Like, it was all these people just sort of like, they've got influencers, they've got Robbie Lyle walking around, all this stuff. And then we got talking to a random fella, and Dan, not Dan, the other Dan.
Yeah.
He was there, and he's like, "Oh, you finished your garden yet?" I was like, "Do you know him?" They're like, "Oh no, he's on YouTube." And he's we were just talking, and he's got like 1 million Instagram followers now. He's huge, and he goes around and does people garden up for free, and
Yeah, yeah. I actually do.
You know,
I know you're on about, yeah.
and then we were just stood talking to him at this bar, and and then we started
And he was at the Gary V thing.
Yeah, he was there. So he's a big fan of Gary V and all that lot. And we're talking. He's got like some F1. He's got the F1 box from Regent Street when they opened.
Okay, yeah.
He was there, and sort of like we're just talking to him, and then there was all these people, like big social media presence and stuff like that. We started opening the boxes, and they're all going, "You've got such a cool job," and it's like,
You don't see that side of
no.
it, do you?
And
Do you know what? Yeah.
they're messaging us like I will be messaging them, and I'm like,
I know.
it's just like,
My wife normally has to give me a reality check sometimes, because sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes it's hard.
oh,
And when I'm feeling it, she's like, do you want to be back on the tools?
yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm good. I'm good.
It's like coming back from a card show as well. Like the Monday after a London card show, you walk around and like you're talking to everyone.
To
It's-
come down.
But
You have to readjust, don't you?
Monday morning, you sat there, you look at your emails, you're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's a cool, especially with the growth in it and I feel what's coming.
It
It
is.
should be huge.
And the things we discussed today, and the things I would say, even let's lump them all in. Repacks,
Yeah.
break-in, hobby boxes, doesn't matter. I think the key thing for me is, as long as it's done right.
Massive.
That's it. If you say you're going to do something on stream, do it.
Yeah.
If you want to keep and retain customers, treat them nice. If don't treat them nice, don't expect them to come back. This is people buy from people. We're heading into a new era where I'm going to use Lee as an example. Lee can earn his money sitting in his missus's dressing gown and his flip-flops behind a phone,
Yeah.
doing a card break with probably nothing else on. Times have changed. Lee doesn't always wear his wife's dressing gown.
Just not on stream.
Not on stream, yeah, just not on stream.
Not since that first. No, I think it's sort of, it's going back when we opened the shop and like I've got the stylish business, which has been its own thing for
Yeah.
10 years or so. And like, it's complete opposite to this. It's all
Yeah.
hard work. Like it's long hours, a lot of driving, that sort of stuff. And I was going from that transitioning to open the shop and doing this full time. And my dad's like, he's 67, something.
Yeah.
And a proper Yorkshireman. He's worked in a warehouse, run the warehouse for like years, 12 hours a day, 5 days.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's sat there and he went, "You're a grown man, what are you doing with cardboard?" And I'm like, if you've seen what's actually doing, like the card stuff is outperforming the stylish by no. And he's like, "You're best cardboard." I think the actual words were, "You're a grown ass man, what you doing?"
I think
And I'm
we'd
like,
struggle to explain it to that generation, wouldn't we?
It's not until he's come into the shop and like he's seen all like, he'll come in and he'll see the 2 streamers in and he'll see like orders coming up and all that sort of stuff and seeing it all going out the door and he's like, "You got any jobs?" And now he's like complete 180 and he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's about to retire. So he's like, "I could do a couple of days."
Yeah,
It'll be
yeah,
all
yeah.
right."
Come
Like,
on, let me in. I can top load.
yeah. I thought 14, 15, like I just used to play football, that were it.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, you're getting a job." I'm like, "Come with me."
I've seen you play in the Yorkshire Cup. You never played football. Didn't you snap someone's leg?
No, that's not my own. No, at least when I was 16, like 17, it's all I did. Like,
Yeah.
I had professional contract at one point.
Would you? Did you play?
Yeah, I got to 17, found beer, that usual story, like,
Yeah.
yeah, all I said. But like, all I did was, and he was like, "You couldn't have worked with me." And he literally sat there at 6 o'clock one morning, he just went, "Here's a brush, 80,000 square foot warehouse, off you go."
Go.
So now I'm like, "Here's
Yeah.
your brush, mate, go on, off you go."
Yeah.
See the shop.
Yeah. I bet you have to. I bet you that transition for you then is. I bet you have to keep yourself busy then, don't you? Do you know what? Like, I see the role that you've took on. Like,
Yeah.
like you are a very the backbone, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like with everything, the tech, the podcasts, the stuff. But I can imagine like going from. So for me, I'm definitely full ADHD. Like I can't sit still. This has been hard for me. But like, so when I was on like on the tools and stuff like that, I would like I loved planning a kitchen, showing the concept to the customers, getting the kitchen made, fitting the kitchen, seeing the finished
Yeah.
product. Like if I stopped that stage along the way, I would snap. Like I have to see it from that to that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think-
Diamondback's only halfway through. I've got the end visualization. I can't stop until I get to that or I'll snap. So I still believe the whole hobby UK side is in pure infancy. And this has been in it for a few years now. It's not even, there's so much more.
I think that's why I enjoy it so much. Like for me, the reason why me and Chris work well together is he doesn't look much past his nose. He's
Yeah.
in it for the moment.
Yeah, yeah,
You'll put him in any room.
Yeah.
He'll do what he does very well.
yeah.
I'm the complete opposite. I'll be looking 3-6 months. And I think I accidentally fell into stairlifts.
Yes.
I started working at a bigger company. I thought I could do it myself and went and did it. But because like fitting a stairlift's like an hour, 2 hours.
Yeah.
There was no like, you always wanted to do more.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And then like doing this, we'll just find more Chris's and then I'm just putting them in a place where they can do well.
So it works.
Yeah. So like, you've always got something going. And because it's such a stairlift, it sounds like it can be a bit double glazing salesman.
Of course.
So like, it's a very cutthroat. So coming from that to this where it's relaxed and like, in some ways we're competitors, but you can sit down and have a good chat. We help each other out with work. And I think it's one of those where, because it's such a space where like collaboration is key and there's so many spaces where people can go into.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to be a part of. Like the podcast, there's a handful in the UK. And I think people can build that and they can use, like you do, they use US to build it. They can use, it's not just this hobby, like a lot of our stuff comes from others. So like we watch a lot of QVC for sales, breaking and stuff like that. We'll watch how they do it. Like
they were the founders of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
When people ask me what not is, and they're a bit older, I'm like QVC for the new generation.
Yeah, exactly. My mum loves it, so I'm like, that's what it is. But like, when the shop's shut on a Tuesday, every now and again with Umar, we'll just put a camera on the top, and he's not doing it. He's not ripping. He's just like, right, what do you want to see? And he'll just sit there and he'll buzz around the shop. And the first few times it was like, what are we doing? And then the more we went to like watch other people's streams, you watch like the memorabilia streams, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where we're picking that stuff up from. And then you show him like, oh, this is what people do, and then he gets a hint, and then it takes the thing with my team is like, I will throw him in a lot of situations where like,
Yeah, but
but like,
sink or swim.
but yeah, like he'll jump into it, and like after the third attempt, he's flying around the
Yeah,
shop.
yeah.
He's got like 30 people in there, and he's selling stuff, and like he's started selling like hoodies, hats, stuff that we're not like,
Yeah.
oh, I sold it. I hope you don't mind. It's like it's pretty cool to see that.
This is where I see the future of it. Like, again, I said it before and I wholeheartedly mean it. If you see this as I can sit behind my phone and turn it on and make loads of money,
Yeah.
you've got into the wrong game. But in my opinion, like, I think the future almost goes to like a TV show. The camera comes round on us. The boxes are there.
Mhm.
You speak into it like QVC.
Yeah.
You know, almost like we've used entertainment. Next level. Where do we go? How do we make this more interactive? Can you imagine with all the AI and everything that's coming out? Your green screen, your product's up, and you can tap respin or you can tap spin, and it's like all linked up by AI. I just think, something like that will be the future.
It's interesting to see where it's going to go. Like,
Yeah.
we're heavily investing in it outside of what you see.
You have as well. Obviously, I've seen who's run it before me, and then I've seen your growth to where you are now. And it doesn't stop, does it? The only way it stops is if you stop. It's like a train. Like, and I explain this to people. Money comes in, it's out the next day. Like, it's a train you can't get off.
No.
If you get off, then you're off.
No.
Like you can't. You just have to be on it. Like you're buying stock. You've made some money back in, but you have to buy more stock. Then you make some money back in. You have to buy more stock, and then you get some money back in. But people say it sounds a bit stressful. I'm like, I wouldn't change it for the world.
No.
Like,
when like you can sit and watch American football and you literally like,
that's part of my job.
you see that, yeah, you see a player do well, and you're like, I'm just going to jump on eBay and buy some cards. And it's like, it's not, or like, I've got a 6-year-old lad that runs around. All he does all day, he's just sit and he'll trade with people.
Yeah.
We've got a free kids for box at the
Yeah.
like, all he does is raid through that all day and just pick out cool Pokemon cards. But like seeing that, like everyone in the hobby that comes in will always sit and take time to spend with him.
Yeah.
He's one of those kids that whether you like it or not, he's going to talk to you.
Yeah, yeah.
But like everyone will take time and things like that. Where I think that's encapsulates hobby. Where like everyone, it's not just a matter of you pick it up, you put it down, you come into it, you friends, the relationships you build, the time you spend sort of putting into everything. It'll come out like whether it's your business, your content, things like that. You take that thing of not only helping yourself but helping others, and you'll find yourself do well.
100%, mate. And that's what I think. This is where, and honestly, I can say it, where I do believe a few people miss a trick. Because as you said, someone could see us as competitors, but I found in this industry, the more relationships you build and speak to people and work with people, the better things seem to be.
Yeah.
100%. If you want to be like a lone wolf and like work alone and go at it, that's fine. That might be your ethos. But I found the more friendly, the more we get around at card shows and introduce and meet people, just the better the hobby's been, full stop.
Yeah.
Loved it.
It's going to be cool. What's next for Diamondback then? What's the expansion look like? Apart from a baseball breaker.
I go Japan in 10 days for 2 weeks. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to ripping some Pokemon and hitting some sports shops in Tokyo. But no, I think next for us, we've recently signed up with eBay Live.
Yeah.
So we're coming on to that. Lee and Callum are going to hold the Whatnot fort, and I'm going to come on to eBay Live. I've got loads of singles for people. I've got loads of NFL, loads of football. I've got loads of Disney. I've got loads of Pokemon. I've got some singles. I'm going to come on to eBay Live and do some singles and maybe some little breaks. I don't know. I'm testing the waters, and then hopefully we're signing up with Fanatics. So it's multi-platform moving for us is the next thing. I'm talking to some people about bringing some more breakers on, taking some more stuff on. But again, I'm very particular. So we'll see what comes of it.
Yeah. So it's just that rather than growing the Whatnot, it's expanding out. And
yeah. So I think Whatnot for us with Diamondback 1, I think we're happy.
Yeah.
Diamondback 2, Lee's taking more of his own charge on it. He doesn't want to share that account with anyone. That's Lee's baby he's running with. So then I think for me, I'm going to expand over to eBay. Maybe we go to Fanatics. I split my time between them until I can bring someone on to do that with me.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
You mentioned the shop. Is that public knowledge yet?
Well, it's about a month behind at the minute. So yeah, but in Runcorn, we are, well, I'm opening a shop. It's small, I'd say 3/4 of what you've got in your front section. So it's just going to be some shelves. I'm going to mainly have retail stock in it.
Yeah.
Things that are friendly to rip. You come in and get some packs, get a blaster or get a mega, and then our breaking room's next to it. And then there's expansion possibility if it goes okay into other sides. So that's going to be in Runcorn, based in the northwest, and we're about a month behind. And then I've got my Tokyo trip, so I think maybe sometime mid-May
Yeah.
I might open that, and obviously you'll get an invite down to come and see us. But it's not. I don't want to oversell it. It's not like a big glorious shop. It's just. It's my when I first spoke to anybody at the start, like even Lee said, "Where do you envision this in a few years' time?" I always said a card shop.
Yeah.
And this is just the first stage of that, just like a baby one.
Yeah. I think it's important to give people a space. Like, people just come and chat. And I think talking about like
Yeah.
the collectors and that side of it, it's hard to find other people outside of.
If I'm honest, it would be more for awareness over income generation.
Yeah.
And if income generation comes by raising awareness, I'll be very happy.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If I can get some local people coming in and going, what's this?
Yeah.
And buying, because I've got deals with people who've signed memorabilia, we're going to have lots of stuff in there. And if they go, oh, I've always wanted an Ekateki shirt,
Yeah.
there you go, you know. So if you can raise awareness and show what the hobby is, I believe that's how all of us benefit from that.
Yeah.
The more people having a local shop, raising awareness of how good the hobby actually is, and the more people benefit from it.
Yeah. It's fun. So we're quite touristy around here. So through the summer, we'll get a lot of people come from outside of the area.
Yeah.
And it's funny how like they don't know what's in their own area.
Yes.
So like,
Yes. Yeah.
there's so many places where popping up. There's yourself. There's like Trade Week, Triple C, going down Jake's Breaks and all that sort
Yeah.
of stuff. Where like we can all push each other and we can all help them. And
100%. But everybody has to start somewhere.
Oh, massively, yeah.
Everybody has to start somewhere. And, you know, 3 years ago,
Yeah.
maybe when you were like, you know, we're going to sell some supplies.
Yeah.
Was this your end goal and vision? Was it always part of the, so you sort of fell into it and this was where it became to go?
The month before we got the shop is when we decided we want the shop. We literally sat there. So we used to work out the containers outside. And the guy was looking at shutting down the business and we just went, well, I said to Chris, I was like,
Should we?
should we? And then he was like, no. Before I even said yes, I said to Martin, the landlord, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll take it.
That's so funny.
I still don't think he's decided if he wants it or not.
He looks very happy there behind his desk.
Mate, have you seen his captain's chair?
Seen his what?
Seen his captain's
Have you got a captain's chair? Can it spin 360? On. Whoopah!
I might love it.
He sits there and it's like, you know, Sheldon's spot when he said that, that's it.
My spot.
Yeah. Literally, he'll shout Liz from the other side of the shop to come and get some at the end of the counter because he can't move.
Doesn't leave the chair. Yes, I like that. Bring him in, son. Slap him down there.
Customers call him the guy in the chair.
The guy in the chair. The guy in the chair charged me too much for this.
Yeah.
Nah, never.
That's it.
Just handsomer.
But yeah, so yeah, I still don't think he's decided, apart from the chair, if he's happy.
Yeah.
But it's it's got. I don't think we would have grown at the rate we've grown.
Yes. Yeah, you got forced to grow. So like,
Yeah.
you know, you have to. Like I said, it really is like a train in it. If you want to be brave enough to step on, you're in for the ride, aren't you? You know.
So
you're
yeah,
on.
obviously being VAT registered, you do your return every 3 months. At the minute, we're tripling every time.
Yeah.
Every time we do it, we're tripling. And like not only that, like team
Yeah. Size now.
13, 14 months ago, there was 3 of us. Now there's 14. And it's just, we've got more and more people coming on.
Happy with how it's going though?
I'll tell you later. No, yeah, I don't think I'd change it for anything.
Yeah.
I mean, working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, but
When it's your own business, you have to, don't you? People don't get this. I get out of my office some nights at midnight. And my wife rings me, she's like, you coming home yet? I'm like, I'll be there in a minute. Just, you know.
I'm quite lucky because Kay's in it. So
I know, you're all right. Yeah. We'll do it together.
Yeah. So she's, to be fair, I don't think there'd be a third down without it. So
No, 100%.
But no, it's cool. And I hope it's something similar for you. Like some of the people we meet in the shop, we've been able to take on a bit of an adventure because like they don't realise outside of the shop who you are.
Of course.
So like there's there's people here that they've never been to a card show.
Yeah,
Like Jack was a customer before as a break.
really.
So was Emma. They're all people that didn't realise what was outside of it before.
That's brilliant, though.
So you can take them to London card show, things like that, where like you're a sponsor and they're like,
Yeah.
this is who we are outside of it.
Yeah. We've done this for a long time. Yeah.
It's cool to see.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, it's good. It's good. But like I said, I believe everyone's still growing. Like let's have this conversation again in 3 years' time, see where we are.
Yeah. But yeah. Thank you very much for jumping on.
Thank you, mate.
And
Absolute pleasure.
yeah, all good.
Hopefully I've done you proud.